Hey, welcome everybody. It's Rob back with episode 4. Is that right? Episode 4? Man, he's going by quick. Today we got Aaron with Woobie Brothers Apparel. Pretty awesome brand. It's uh, it's something that definitely touches the hearts of many soldiers, Marines, airmen, and Navy folk. Uh, it's definitely a sentimental little piece of apparel you can wear for any military man. And I think it's an awesome concept, and I get a kick out of it. So we're going to meet Aaron. But first, we have a little bit of a little clip to show what they're about. So here we go. All right. How you doing today, Aaron?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. It's been a busy Monday, but that's how every Monday is for me.
Same here.
Yeah. So, yeah, I had to grab that video real quick. I seen it today, and I thought it would definitely be something good to put in here.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Definitely. I like your guys' cause. Like I said, the woobie touches, even if Marines don't call them woobies, we always just called them poncho liners.
Yeah.
But hey, woobies, something. It's an Army thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. So how I came to understand it was Army, some Army soldiers nicknamed it the Woobie because it was always said that you would be cold without it, and so there's a couple couple other variations of why it's called that. There's like a reference to some movie back in the 70s, but how I always heard it was poncho liner initially, like that's what they issue it to you as part of your TA-50. But then over time, I just heard people like, "Hey, do you have your woobie? Hey, make sure you pack your woobie. Always bring that on this field op. You're gonna need your woobie." And it was like, what the hell is that? And they're like, "Oh, well, it's a poncho liner." And then I started doing research and talking to people, and that's how I got it. But I want to say it got the nickname back in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. Before that, Army called it the poncho liner as well.
Okay, yeah, because I've never, until I got out, that's the first time I actually heard it called a woobie.
Okay.
I got a kick out of it, though. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me, like you just said, you will be cold. But yeah. I'm thinking woobie like a baby blanket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, so in the movie reference is in regards to a child's blanket, and at least I don't know so much about Marines, but in the Army, then that thing, we cherish that thing. That was like,
we love it.
You never touched another man's woobie blanket, and so kind of got that like security blanket vibe to it, a child's blankie type thing.
Exactly.
And so that's like one piece of equipment you never turn in either. You kept it.
You always keep it.
Yeah, you can charge me on that one.
Garnish my pay. I'll keep that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even think they do a 10% depreciation on that one either.
I know, right?
That's the one thing they charge you full price for.
It is very cool. And you know what? I'm probably gonna have to find me one. I'm gonna have to find me a Woobie at a Army thrift store.
Yeah, we're planning on carrying like just the woobies themselves as
Oh,
well,
nice.
and then
That's
also
awesome.
some Woobie sleeping bags. So it's actually a Woobie blanket that can zip up like a sleeping bag, and it'll come with
Uh-huh.
a Woobie pillow. Something I'm
Oh,
working on.
that's cool. Yeah. So you're currently still active duty?
No, no,
Is that correct? Or are you out? Okay, I
I'm
thought
out.
you were still in. Okay,
No, I've been out for a little while now.
awesome. Well, how did you when you were in the military? How did you decide to get out and do this, or did it
Um,
come after?
so I actually got out not on my own. I did not want to get out. They had a drawdown in the Army. I don't know if they really did it. How many they drew down in the Marines, Navy, and Air Force, but 2014, they were doing a drawdown, and apparently my number was up. And so they just early separated a bunch of us, a lot from my brigade as well. I was stationed at Fort Carson with 4th ID, 361 Cav, and we were actually getting ready for another deployment to Afghanistan. And they called us all to formation one morning, just started naming names to line up in another
Are you
formation.
serious?
Yep. And it was kind of a slap in the face. Like, had no idea what to do. Kind of was just thrown out, essentially. I mean, honorable discharge and everything, but it was, hey, you're getting out within the next month or two. Good luck. And so I tried fighting it. Did not work. And so I joined the National Guard before they separated me, so I wouldn't have a break in service. And so I did 4 years active, 4 years National Guard.
Well, I got out in 2013, so
Okay.
it just happened right before I got out right before that.
Right
So,
before,
but
yeah,
that's unbelievable.
yeah, it was a pretty wild experience. My daughter was born 5 days after I early separated. Yeah, it was a crazy, crazy time because I
I
was
mean,
supposed to be deployed. Um, and,
right?
and so as all my buddies were leaving on flights, I was rushing to ACAP to get out, which was a pain in the butt. I had 2 weeks to do the entire ACAP process for the Army, which
Wow.
was not a fun experience due to I actually didn't finish everything in time. So I didn't get like
It's usually like a month, right?
yeah, so I didn't get like the Diddy move, like the money that they pay you to like move wherever you're gonna go. I actually
Right.
didn't get that fronted to me. So I had to move all on my own dime, which right towards the end there, I had a lot of stuff on my plate. And so I didn't get much of my like pay. Like they didn't pay me my leave date, none of that stuff. And it like I had to wait months to receive all that. So I actually had to pack up my wife who had just had a C-section, my son, and my newborn daughter into a little Mitsubishi Lancer and travel all the way to California, loading only the essentials up in the car, leaving everything else in the storage unit. Because I couldn't afford a rental truck, nothing. So pretty wild times. But yeah, been kind of all over the place since then. Had some tough times after I got out. Very close to homelessness, and at one point was living in my car for a little bit. So yeah, it was a rough time, to say the least.
It's crazy.
Had always had ideas. Never liked working for other people, but had this idea and last year. Kind of sat on it for all of last year until the end of the year, and was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a Kickstarter.
Hmm.
Had no idea what I was doing. Started a Kickstarter campaign. Started getting some traction on it, and this was, end of November, beginning of December. And I actually had somebody reach out to me. He's actually the owner of, I don't know if you know of Tactical Threads, formerly known as Bottle Charger.
Okay.
So he saw what I was doing, saw social media and stuff, reached out to me, and because of him and the guy over there that runs Man-Made Customs, which is essentially like Etsy but for hunting and Pro 2A stuff.
Mhm.
With the help of them, I was able to get some funding and get this thing going. And then COVID-19 comes in, so it's been
Well,
a crazy experience.
yeah, it's actually the Four Brothers Mead I had on 2 shows
Oh, yeah.
ago. They were opening their store right as the COVID hit as well.
Yeah.
So that's two of the four that's been very affected by
Oh yeah.
this virus.
Oh yeah. It hasn't
So
been nice. So, but
yeah,
working through it, trying to get everything, still super brand new, and then with all the COVID-19 fun stuff that's been going on, impacting shipments and manufacturing and everything else. It's just been a tough time, but we're working through it, and hopefully by the next few months we'll be able to kind of get back into the swing of things and get things ahead of schedule.
yeah, exactly. I do all my merch through third party.
Yeah.
Print on demand. So when this hit, they started shutting down. So I've accumulated my blank T-shirts, blank
Yeah.
hoodies, all that. I'm starting to do it myself pretty soon. So
Yeah. That's what I've been trying to do, is just trying to get things, a lot of things going and in the works, and try and get them in
right,
here and just keep it on
yeah,
hand. But it was just, man, it's been go into it forever.
yeah, yeah. It is hard to do them in the house. Before I started all this, once upon a time, while I was still in, I had my own clothing brand. So I was pumping out T-shirts and hoodies out of my 900 square foot apartment in California.
Yeah.
And I did that for quite some time. I think about 3 years. So yeah,
This
all the
is where the magic happens, here in the house. So
yeah, exactly.
small little
Yeah.
duplex that I'm in that operations are running out of. So you know how that
Yeah.
goes.
Right. So how did you actually decide what you were going to be doing?
So I kind of had this idea a little over a year ago, but it was a little different. I was working with another vet here in Reno, and was kind of helping build his business up, and started talking to him about maybe if we donated a majority of the profits to try and help homeless veterans out, just because homeless veterans always been a thing that I just can't stand. And so started talking with him about it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, let's do it." And nothing really happened with it, and it kind of bugged me a little bit. And I kind of had an idea to sell woobies, and then for each woobie sold, like give a woobie to a homeless veteran, something like that. Something to not really make money off of, but just to be able to do.
Right.
And it was a lot of like put the idea out there, but he was a brand new business as well, so kind of not able to just throw a bunch of money at it. Plus he was trying to get into a shop and everything, so it just wasn't really in the cards at the time. So I kind of sat on it for a while, and then one morning I woke up and had an idea for a product that can't talk about it right now because I'm still
Yeah, that's all right.
still trying to get it done, but it involves the woobie. It's just there's some other companies out there, and I'd rather not say what it is until I have it.
Yeah, that's understandable.
So it's just a problem with manufacturing and the design of it right now. I'm just trying to work out all the kinks and find a manufacturer that can make something actually legit.
Right.
That's been a fun one too, getting a lot of things done and buying samples and going through that whole shindig. I got some stuff from
Yeah.
Pakistan one time, and man, they don't know what they're doing over there. So yeah, it's, but yeah, it was just an idea I had one morning. I woke up, can't talk about the product though, and I called my brother and I was like, hey, like, what do you think of this idea? And he was like, dude, that'd be a killer product. And I was like, no shit. And so started doing research, trying to figure out how to get it going. Used like the last little bit of money I had from fire season. I did some wildland firefighting the last few years.
Okay.
Used some of the last bit of money I had to buy some samples and get some manufacturing going on it. Ended up not turning out the way I wanted it to, so I'm still working on it. But yeah, that's pretty much how it started. And I was just like, well, what would we call it? And I was talking with my brother over the phone. He was also Army. He just recently got out, got medically discharged. He was at Fort Carson as well. He was all over actually, but his last stop was Fort Carson. And so we were just shooting around names, and I was like, it's got to have Woobie in it. And at the time, I wasn't really too well read up on some of the other companies, but just came up with Woobie Brothers. My initial thing was I was going to have my two brothers that were both Army hop in like with me, but they kind of had their own little business going,
Right.
they're dealing with. So I didn't want to bother them with asking for help with investments or anything like that. So I just started to bootstrap it on my own with a Kickstarter, and then found a good friend in Tyler over there at Tactical Threads, and Adam with Man-Made Customs, and made it happen.
Yeah, sometimes it's the easiest thing to do, but yet it seems like it's the hardest. Is just to bootstrap it and get it going.
Yeah, well, the Kickstarter was funny because I didn't even mean to launch it. I had no idea what I was doing. I actually got a lot of messages from people like telling me like, dude, this thing sucks. I was like, man, I don't know what I'm doing. I'd always heard of Kickstarter. I watched Shark Tank as a kid, stuff like that. I still watch Shark Tank to this day.
I watched it every day.
Yeah, and I've heard of the Kickstarter and all that stuff, but never once have I ever even logged into it. And so logged into it. I'm not very tech savvy. And so it was like, and I was doing it on my phone too. I didn't even have a laptop at this point. Like doing everything on my phone, like trying to set things up, and you know how it is, like mobile devices, and then compared to like actual like the internet and stuff, doing it on like a laptop, like it was way different. So my Kickstarter campaign initially was just, not gonna lie, it was trash. A lot of people messaged me, were like, "What is this garbage?" Like, "Oh, this looks like a scam." Blah blah blah, all this stuff, and it's like, well, if I don't give you the product, I don't get the money. Like, you get your money back, so it's not a scam. Like,
yeah, it's not a scam.
But it was hard. And then I have some competition, and they weren't too happy when they saw my Kickstarter. So yeah, that's been a whole nother obstacle dealing with. But just trying to work through it. My main thing is, I'm not in it for, like, I'd walk you around and show you my place. I live in the ghetto of, not even Reno, like it's outskirts of Reno, ghetto duplex. Like I had a guy getting chased down the street by some chick with a rock, like threatening to bash his head in. Like, it's crazy out there. Like, I don't live in a nice place. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing it for to help homeless veterans. That's my main thing. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's always been a wild experience.
It's always fun. It's always fun to try to get something off the ground.
Yeah.
With no experience whatsoever.
No, not at all. Never ran a business. I've always worked for worked for my dad when I was a kid, and sweeping the floors at his automotive shop. I worked at a restaurant, joined the military, did that, and then worked for Delta Airlines out on the ramp. I've delivered beer. I've what else have I done? Plowed snow up at ski resorts. I've done a bunch of bogus work. Now I do pest control. So, it's just like I've been all over the map.
Yeah.
So,
doing
this was a whole new experience, and then all the stuff that comes with it. Like I said, I'm not tech savvy, so like I have to have my wife help me out. I mean, even with this logging in, I forget my Facebook passwords. I had to have my wife come in here and so
yeah, it happens. And
yeah.
So I've looked at Kickstarter before, and it looks like it's a major production. These guys have made movies for their products.
Yeah, so Kickstarter is no joke. Like I'm surprised. I think so. I didn't let my Kickstarter run all the way through because I ended up getting the funds, and so through other means. So I took it down. But within the first like week or two, I think I had maybe like $150 or something. And then I started creating the Instagram and the Facebook and building that up and posting stuff. And I got up to, I think within the first 60 days, I think I was at like $2,000. So it took a while. And
it gained some momentum.
Yeah, it started gaining some momentum pretty quick. Like the last, out of that 90 days, the last probably 2 weeks of it, I didn't get anything, but I wasn't really pushing for it because I was kind of I had already kind of got a deal with two of my partners. So I wasn't really pushing it. And so that's when I watched the, no pledges. But man, yeah, if you're going to do a Kickstarter, do not half-ass it.
You got to know.
You got to go. You've got to have all your ducks in a row. So when I set that up, I didn't even know what I was doing. Like, I put in you pledge $70, you get a Woobie hoodie. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what the price were on anything. And I just threw a random thing out there, and it was real super basic, like Woobie hoodie for $70 pledge, like help homeless veterans. Like it didn't look good, and pictures were crap. The whole setup. Like if you went to my campaign, it sucked. And I got a lot of messages telling me how it sucked. So yeah, if you're gonna get a Kickstarter, man, you got to make sure you have at least some things going for you already. Like,
right?
I just thought Kickstarter, you could with absolutely nothing, no logo, no nothing, with literally nothing, just an idea. I thought, I can put this on here and become, be on Shark Tank like one of these guys, right? Like, no, not at all.
No, these guys are dropping $10,000. These guys are dropping $10,000 on a Kickstarter campaign to make $100,000.
Oh yeah, and I would get messages all the time from people that just troll Kickstarter to message you and be like, "Oh, pay me $5,000, and I'll make your Kickstarter, uber successful in the first 30 days." Well, I would get that all the time, and it would always said your Kickstarter's lacking, it sucks. Blah, 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 blah. Do this, do that. I'm like, man, harsh, but it got me moving, man. I started hunting people down. I started just working on the logo design and everything like that, and the wavy W, because it's the stitching in the Woobie. It's a wavy W shape, so that's where the wavy W comes from.
I love the logo. It's simple.
Yeah.
It's clean. Yeah, I love the logo. It looks good.
Yeah. So it was just definitely a learning experience. If I ever was to start another one, I would not be jumping onto Kickstarter with just an idea and throwing crap. Because man, it did not work. But
I understand.
You learn.
Yeah, it's definitely a learning experience, and it definitely helps you in the long run as well. That's what I think anyway. The more you learn on your own in the trenches, the better off you're going to be in the long run.
Oh yeah.
But you want to check out your website? I want to pull your website up for you. We're going to go over some people on here may not even know what the hell Woobie is. Let's see.
No, I just figured out how to pull up the live comments. There we go.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna give you one of these. Do you have it in stock, or you?
So I have Marpat in stock right now. They'll ship the same day you order, or at least the next business day.
Okay.
It all depends on if we can still make it to the post office in time when it comes in.
Right.
But kids, so we do have kids hoodies in multicam black. Those will be here actually. Don't quote me on this, but UPS says Wednesday, but
Yeah, you said Wednesday, so
we know how that goes. So hopefully it comes in on Wednesday. Could be a day late. Shit, I ordered a freaking mirror, and the idiots told me it'd be here yesterday, and something happened, and they said they tried to deliver, and it was like, I was home. You didn't try and deliver anything.
yeah.
And it shows up today. So, and the best part is they didn't even like wait for me to come and grab it. It's like a big, huge box. And so they made it seem like I wasn't home, so they couldn't sign, or like I couldn't sign for it or something. This morning, apparently they just dropped it off at like 8 a.m. at the door. Didn't knock, didn't ring the doorbell.
Oh, crap.
Like, I live in the ghetto, man. I got to make sure I'm on top of these packages. So, but yeah, we have kids multicam black and some multicam hoodies coming in on Wednesday. Awesome. So those will be shipping out. Hopefully, they probably won't ship Wednesday, but by Thursday, I'll be up all night Wednesday, packing as many as I can.
Here's multicam black. I really like multicam black.
Yeah, that's what I'm wearing right now. So one thing is, in the picture, it does show, I got to change that. It does show no logo, but then you can see right there. That's the logo. So that logo is actually, we are getting it changed. It's just going to be the W. And it's going to be an OD green W for the multicam black, a desert tan for the multicam, the brown for the Marpat, and then for Alpine it'll be the white W with the black embroidered. So that is one thing that is different than the pictures, but I'm just waiting on them to come in so I can get more newer pictures.
Yeah, I like the regular multicam too. It's good.
So the multicam and the kids in multicam black are coming in Wednesday. I have Marpat in stock right now. With the purchase of a Marpat, you do get some edible bubblegum crayons because I know
their
crayons.
Definitely gonna get one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'll give you crap with the edible. No, I'm still gonna get them.
Yeah. And then Alpine multicam black and some more multicam are all trickling in shortly after that, but it's looking like probably another 2, maybe 3. It's just trying to catch up right now is
that's understandable.
I offered them for pre-order, and man, they went so fast. I didn't expect it. I had a small following, and man, they sold out so fast.
That's awesome.
I couldn't even place an order quick enough to replace them. So and then COVID hit. So that's why we run into a delay. But yeah, we got some other products on there. Yeah, we got some hats.
The hats up. I like the hats.
Yeah, we got several different hats. We got some 1-pound bags of coffee. They're actually made by Prize Crew Coffee Company. They made a special blend just for us, TA50 blend. So because the Woobie is a piece of your TA50. So it's a special, it's a medium roast with like some dark roast like sprinkled into it. We got several different t-shirts, tank tops, stickers, and then Valkyrie Tactical hooked us up with some crop tops to go with. And then my buddy over. So one thing is, as you're scrolling, those coins, something about those coins. So it is $100. It's a challenge coin, but 100% of that money goes to homeless veterans. So awesome. a majority of the profits of everything else on our shop goes to the same thing, getting homeless veterans woobies, pretty much a backpack, like if you see in the intro video that you posted, a video I posted, or
backdrop.
Yeah. So
Right
that
here.
bag right there. So if you buy that bag, you get one, and then you're also giving one full of hygiene supplies to a homeless veteran. But that bag,
Awesome.
imagine that bag with a Woobie, a lunch. Hopefully, my plan is to get some of these guys some hotel rooms or something, place to stay, wash up, clean up a little bit, get off the streets for a few days. That's where all from those coins, that's where that money goes to. So if you buy one of those challenge coins, it does more than just get them a Woobie and some hygiene supplies. There's also some survival items in there, just stuff to kind of help them out. But yeah, that's where all the money for those coins, where that money goes. But everything else on the site, a majority of those profits go to homeless veterans getting these bags right here. And like I said, it's got a Woobie, and then pretty awesome. A lot of companies helped out. So we got like little first aid kits. Dude wipes, gave us a bunch of dude wipes to put in the bags. Foot powder, Outlaw soaps. Give us bars of soaps, as well as K-Bar Soap Company. Awesome guys.
Awesome.
They gave us soap to throw in there as well. More dude wipes, things like that. And then I have a contact with Chick-fil-A. I've been getting meals for homeless veterans that way. We were in Austin, Texas with the Chive back in February.
Okay.
And Chick-fil-A donated half the meals, and Woobie Brothers paid for the rest of them. And we bought a bunch of meals for homeless veterans, as well as handed out these to a bunch of homeless veterans there in Austin, Texas. And the Chive sent their Chive Charities group, which is a bunch of the Chive Charities, like ladies that run their charities page, to help us. So we went out, served all these homeless veterans a bunch of food, passed out these bags, and just hung out and talked to them. Didn't get as many pictures or videos as I wanted, but I wasn't paying attention to that. I was more talking to the guys. In the one picture, you could see the guy giving me a hug there at the end. It was just a great experience, and I owe it all to everybody that supports and buys, our hoodies and everything else, because, those guys, at first they were real weirded out about us. The VA was like walking us through and parading us through, which kind of irritated me, because they were kind of like walking us through like it was a zoo exhibit, man. It was kind of weird. I didn't like it. They were like walking us through like, so these are like the living quarters that they can come in and stay for a few nights. And like, look, here's a homeless veteran right here. And I was like, look, let me just go set up some food, set up these bags.
Yeah.
And if they come, they come. I don't want to force, you don't have to like parade them all out here. They want to come out here. And, for a while, none of them would come out. We spent probably 30, 45 minutes literally standing around. And they were all hiding, all out smoking and running around and stuff. And I gotta say though, the VA was pretty cool. One of the ladies that I was in contact with to do this, it's a program called Safe Haven. There's a couple in a few different states. And pretty much what it is the homeless veterans can come in and stay there, even if they are like on drugs, under the influence of anything like that. They can still come and stay for a few nights or whatever, as long as they don't get violent or anything else like that. They can't use in the facility, and they can't be violent. If they are, they get thrown out. So a lot of the veterans we ran into weren't in the best of shape. So it took some time, and I eventually just, while everybody was kind of talking and whatnot, I slipped out and started sneaking into some of these guys' rooms and just chatting with them and talking with them. And then the next thing I know, they're all pouring in, grabbing their Chick-fil-A and talking. talking to the chivettes and stuff like that, which they all wanted to do. You could see them all peeking around the corner.
Right. Yeah, they're using the food as an excuse.
Yeah. So, but it was a cool experience, and I owe it to everybody that's supported me and everybody else, my family. My kids sit here and pack hoodies. We're
awesome.
all a part of it. So, it's really nice that everybody's given us a lot of the kind words that we've gotten, for sure.
Yeah. Tactical said he has a bunch of razors and soap, shampoos left over from when he did some homeless bags. So
okay,
if you would like them, if he's willing to donate them, I'll get you guys together.
If you don't mind, shoot me a message, tactical technician, or I'll look you up right now too. I'll send you a message. We're always if you don't want any of the products or whatever because it's not your jam, whatever, like that's totally fine. If you want to donate products, please do. I get people messaging me all the time. Liberty Bell Concealed actually met me down. I was on my way. I was flying down to Austin, and he lives in the area. He actually drove to my hotel, dropped off a huge bag of razors at the front desk, and called me up and was like, "Hey, I just dropped off a bunch of razors at the front desk for you." So cool. Anything anybody wants to donate, more than welcome. We'll accept anything and everything that anybody wants to send. The homeless veterans, when they were going through these bags, there's paracord survival bracelets. There's some stuff in there that maybe necessarily isn't like the most of help in their situation, but small things like that, like the survival bracelet, like
belonging.
Yeah, it's just something that something as simple as that, like they were in awe of. The Woobie blanket, so versatile. It's got the strings all around it, so they can tie it up, make shade start. One day, hopefully, I hope I can build homes for these guys, right? Like that's obviously like the ultimate. Build like some kind of barracks thing where I can house guys, and then offer services inside of there and try and get them back out. That's the main goal, but obviously right now can't do that. But that's the goal. So right now it's just getting them some items, as well as I'm going around and handing these things out personally. Like the one guy you could see in the picture on the video, him holding the bag with the sign, like that guy, he was literally right up the street at my local Walmart, saw him, pulled over, and was like yelling at people like, go around. Like I was blocking the exit. And I just sat there and talked with the guy, like stuff like that. Just as simple as sitting there and talking to him. You could tell like nobody talks to them,
Right.
And so things like that, that's what it's all about right now. Obviously, big picture, we want to get them, in a better place, but baby steps. One day we'll get there. There's a lot of other big companies that have done the housing facilities, and apparently it hasn't really worked out. I don't like to say I know better than they do, but I think that's my goal, is to get to that point, because I think I can do a little bit more. And what I want to do is get them into a place, get them help there, have counselors come in, whatever it is, people that actually have been there, like myself. I've been in their shoes for a little bit, not as bad, but I've been there. So that's why I started this, and that's what it's all about to me.
It's pretty awesome. Like I said, I've known you and I've seen you on Instagram for quite some time now, and then I got to understand the story. And it's not just an apparel brand; it's actually for a cause.
Yeah,
for a good reason. I definitely wanted you on after I figured that out. So
I appreciate it.
You're doing good things. You're doing real good things.
Thank you.
Anybody? We'll get together with TAC too.
Yeah,
he was in the Army.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we need some more Army buddies. I got too many Marine friends for some reason.
Oh man, yeah, that's weird, huh? Anybody in the chat have any questions?
That's actually funny. I actually tried to join the Marines. They denied me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
Too
don't
big,
even.
too big of a tattoo on my leg.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
I tried to get back in, and
Oh, really?
I couldn't get in because of my tattoos on my
Yeah,
arms.
it's so stupid. Tattoo policies.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Air Force and the Marines both denied me. And so I was standing outside the recruiter's office looking at the Army and the Navy and was like, I ain't getting eaten by sharks. Like going into the Army.
Yeah.
Hey
Yeah,
Jason,
you
that's
definitely.
awesome, dude. Keep doing that. Man, I know they appreciate it. They might not seem so thrilled or whatever, but trust me, just little things like that help hanging out with them.
Yeah, and even just as something as simple as just talking to them like
Yeah.
they're not, talking to them like they're human.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other big thing. Like when the VA was parading us through there, it was like that's not what I'm here for. Like,
Right.
but I mean, I gotta say the VA, they're trying to do some different things, and that's where this safe haven program comes from, because they used to tell you if you were fucked up, like if you were on drugs,
Mm-hmm.
or anything, like you could not come here, and so they're changing that. And I mean, it sounds, you're like, what? I know people are probably like, well, what do you mean? Why would you let them in if they're on drugs? Well, that it's actually helping these guys.
It could be a way for them to get clean.
When I was talking to her, the people that, yeah, well, in the stats, the numbers they had, I can't remember the exact numbers, but the amount of people that would come through their program that were, deemed worse of the worst, right, because of their habits and whatnot, they've turned so many of them back around and have gotten them in apartments and jobs. The numbers are staggering compared to the other programs where they would turn people away. And so it was kind of wild to hear all that information. But they're trying to do some new things. The VA still got a long ways to go before they prove themselves to me, but they're headed in the right direction.
Yeah, it takes a lot for me to have faith in their
Yeah.
system. So,
Oh yeah.
they do good things. They might just be a little short-staffed,
Yeah.
But
Well, and this stuff that it's a little different than back in the day when the guys would just come in. They were kind of just turning people away and doing whatever they were doing. Like now, it's a little bit more. You do something stupid, it's gonna get a lot more attention than it would have back in Vietnam days. So
yeah, of course. I think
they're going through
through the times they've learned their mistakes.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah, they're. I don't know. It's
You were talking. I meant to tell you this last night. So we do have. So I'm pretty sure everybody here knows about like Drinking Bros, stuff like that. So I've kind of started a similar thing on Facebook. Not to try and overdo like Drinking Bros, because they're doing great things. I love Drinking Bros. I listen to their podcast and everything else. But I started my own little Facebook groups. Woobie Brothers MX for like motocross guys and anybody that rides bikes, whatever, can join. I've got there's a Woobie Brothers gaming page where if you want to link up on there, people are exchanging their Twitch streams and following each other. And some people kind of linked up and started gaming together through that.
cool.
We've got a couple different ones, a snowboarding and skiing one, a shooting one, shooting tactical group for airsoft, whatever it is, airsoft, paintball, guns, whatever you want, hunting, anything on that one, as well as a Woobie Brothers like veteran help page. So you can join there.
Okay.
And then just, if anybody ever needs any kind of help or whatever, or is going through something, they can always, post something on there and link up with some people that can try and get people help.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always good to have that resource.
Yeah.
Tack one's pants.
Yeah, I know. My wife actually brought that up a while back. I'm working on it. We're actually working on a onesie and a smoking jacket, the Woobie sleeping bag and Woobie pillow, Woobies. Working on some things. So just just make sure you follow us and stay tuned because we're going to be coming out with all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. Static ask if you've had any big mistakes since you started.
Oh yeah.
Maybe Pakistan.
Hey, babe. Oh man, I don't know where they're at. They're horrific. Where's the Pakistan hoodies?
Hoodies?
Yeah. I don't want to show the other thing yet. Oh man. Yeah. Big mistakes.
It's something like you bought off of Wish.com.
No. So
It's better than Wish.
So I don't know about you because I doubt anybody would message you like they do me because I'm in apparel and stuff. But like I'll get messages daily, like thousands of messages from people overseas, like, hey, let's or we can make sports equipment and clothing and blah 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 blah. My name's like Ahmed from fucking Pakistan or whatever. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let me get a sample. And I should have just gotten one. Instead, I ordered like several things from them. And it was kind of expensive. And man, dealing with them was a freaking nightmare. So here's this bad boy. I can't really tell in the video, but so the stitching is so close together. Number one. Number two, like you can kind of hear it like that, and then this is super soft, like the actual Woobie. This is definitely not the Woobie material. It's like made out of like a jacket material of some sort, and then they just added this janky stitching, which
better because it goes with black and black.
Oh yeah, and then like so multicam black. I don't know if you can tell, like the color shades are completely off. You can't really tell in this picture, but this is like blue. It's weird. But yeah, there's several mistakes. That's one of them. Trusting Pakistan. Let's see. Another mistake. Oh yeah, thinking that I can be a successful Kickstarter campaign with just an idea, having no experience in anything else, not having a logo ready, not having pictures, not having a product to take pictures of, like hijacking product or pictures from my manufacturer to post. Like it, yeah, I've had several big mistakes. Luckily, those are really the only ones. I've been fortunate enough that both my business partners have, one in particular has been through several different businesses and has made all the mistakes almost, many as he could have. And so he's kind of been able to steer me away from making some catastrophic mistakes, which has been really helpful. He's helped me save a lot of money for sure. I would have been screwed without him. Man, he always makes a joke and has told me like, man, I wish I had just had that like $25,000 that I've spent over the time and that I made the mistakes, and I could burn it. Like that's essentially what I did. Is I just lit the match.
It would have been more fun to watch.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what he says. Like it would have been way more satisfying to burn it in front of me than to make certain mistakes that I've made. So that's been super helpful. Having other business partners like that.
So are you selling? It's a Woobie. Are you selling the Woobies at discounted rates?
No. So this is the actual ripstop nylon with polyester batting. It's as real as you're gonna get to the issued Woobie. If you don't think so, you can always send me a message and we can work something out. But I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Just look at our Facebook reviews of everybody that's, or we got a 5 out of 5 on there. I think like 30 people have given us a review so far. I mean, it's legit. It's no Woobie.
Hang on 1 second. See, my moderators aren't doing their jobs, and I try to drop your link, but I dropped the Woobie Brothers.
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
Don't go to that one, Character Red.
Yeah. No. Don't go there. I don't even know what that is.
They're banned.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, definitely not us.
What the hell?
I think what Tactical Technician might have been saying was that this is a Woobie. Yes. This right here, made in Pakistan, was trash.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
This is going to be hung up and framed along with the other item. I don't want to show it because it's still something I'm in the works with, and I don't want anybody to steal it. But that one is it's super funny. I wish I could show you guys, but I can't right now. Can't. I'll post a picture of it eventually, like once I'm able to get it manufactured and correctly. But oh man, it's horrendous. I had the wife put it on. Yeah, it was not a good idea. It was terrible.
All right. We're at 51 minutes, man, and I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
It's
Thank you.
I like to hear stories like yours, and hopefully we can do something in the future together.
Yeah, definitely, of course.
I'm not gonna hold it against you. That's not my flag behind you.
So that was actually made by some local guy. My wife got it for me for, I think it was Father's Day a couple years ago. Yeah, man. I have had no money over several years.
Dude,
all the bullshit I've
none of us do.
So,
none of us
like
do.
everything I have is like been given to me. Like freaking Eve Sal gave me that. But yeah, I love all the woodwork. Like when I first got out, watching all these woodworking companies pop up, it was like, man, these guys are making some crazy. And I wish I could. I was like, I always thought about doing it, but man, I am not mechanically inclined or artistic in any way. I draw stick figures. So yeah, no, I would not have run a great woodworking company. I would have gotten more splinters.
Hey, I didn't know what I was doing either. I still don't consider myself a woodworker, so.
Yeah, well, I like your stuff, and I'm always down to do anything. You want to do a giveaway or anything like that, I'm down. Or partner up with anything else. Most of the products I have, I work a lot with other veteran companies. Valkyrie Tactical, Patch Operations does my patches. I was going to
ask you where you got those done at.
Yeah, a couple people. Patch Operations is the only one I've gone through. I've had a couple other people reach out to me, but again, like one was from somewhere in the Middle East and one was like Europe somewhere. And I was like, nah, I'm not dealing with you guys. Patch Operations is awesome. But yeah, I work with anybody and everybody, any veteran company that can make some cool stuff. The guy that makes my shirts. I just kind of spread the love everywhere. I'm just trying to help out anybody I can. So
maybe we can get you a flag. Maybe we can get you some sort of custom flag to auction off, and then we can just
that's the thing I'm working on is events and stuff like that. I want to host several events, different areas, and do some raffles and stuff like that. Like we were talking about, like maybe having a big thing. So I don't know if you know anything about Sandbox Therapy, but they do like a big event down at Veterans Day down at Glamis in the Dunes for veterans, which will be there this year. And so I want to do things like that, have like a big event somewhere out, like in the desert here in Reno, down in Arizona where my partner is, go, somewhere on the East Coast and just have big get-togethers. People come by and we all just hang out.
Yeah.
And
I got a good friend that lives in Vegas. Maybe that'd be another reason why I need to get out there.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, man. Yeah, Aaron, I appreciate you for coming on, and we're going to wrap it up.
All right. I appreciate you having me on.
All right. Thanks, man. I'll talk to you later.
Cheers.
All right. That was a good show. Good show. Good story. It's important to get these kind of businesses out. So thanks for watching, guys. Next week we have Got Your Six Coffee, my buddy Eric from Springfield, Missouri. And we will see you until then. All right. Thanks, guys.